You know how a song gets stuck in your head? Well, what if a song could do way more than that? What if it could actually change the world? It sounds kind of wild, but back in the 1960s, it happened all the time. So today, we're going to break down the playbook for the ultimate protest playlist and see how a few chords and a big idea could go viral.
I mean, think about it. Today, if you want an idea to just explode, you probably make a TikTok, right? Or maybe a meme or a YouTube short. You'd be chasing millions of views, shares, and likes, trying to get your message to every corner of the globe in, like, a few hours.
But get this, 60 years ago, they had their own way of making things go viral. It was definitely slower, no doubt, but it was just as powerful. And their secret weapon? It wasn't an algorithm, it was folk music. These songs were literally the original viral content, carrying some of the most revolutionary ideas of the century. So how in the world did they pull it off? Well, it all really comes down to a few key ingredients. And first up, the most important one, is the message. You can think of this like the source code for an app or a video game. It's the deep down programming that makes everything else work.
And this is where things get really different from most music today. For these artists, the cool beat or the catchy melody, that was just the delivery system. The lyrics, that was the main event. The words told incredible stories. They broke down huge problems in society. And they looked right at you, the listener, and challenged you to think.
And they weren't singing about small stuff either. We're talking about the biggest, heaviest issues of the time. These songs were like audio documentaries about the fight for civil rights. They were powerful arguments against war, and they were anthems demanding equality and justice for everyone. They went right at these huge topics, head on.
Okay, so you've got your powerful source code, that amazing message. But how do you get people to actually, download it and use it? Well, you need a really user-friendly interface. And that brings us to ingredient number 2, the sound.
Now, this is a super important point. The music wasn't simple because the musicians weren't talented. No way. It was simple by design. This was not a bug. It was 100% a feature.
And that interface was designed to be crazy accessible. The toolkit was about as basic as you can get. An acoustic guitar, maybe a harmonica or a banjo, but the most important instrument in the whole toolkit, your own voice.
So why? Why make it so easy? Why not create these huge, complicated rock anthems with epic solos? What was the goal with keeping it so simple?
The reason was brilliant. The simplicity was an invitation. The songs were built with easy chords and melodies that were super easy to remember so that anyone at a protest, on a march, anywhere could just join in and sing along. It turned a passive crowd into an active army of voices. It was basically a massive multiplayer event for social change.
All right, on to our final ingredient. You've got the message, you've got the user-friendly sound, now you need a network to spread it. You need the community, or what we would call them today, the influencers and the servers.
These folks were the A-list influencers of the 1960s folk scene. Artists like Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and Pete Seeger had huge platforms. They weren't just singing songs. They were using their massive influence to deliver these powerful messages about justice and peace to a gigantic following.
So here's the 1960s viral playbook. A song would get dropped at a big festival. Think of it like a huge real-life Discord server, where the whole community gathered. Then, radio and TV would act like the recommendation algorithm, pushing it out to a way bigger audience. Finally, people bought the albums, kind of like an offline download, spreading the message everywhere until the song wasn't just a song anymore. It was an anthem.
So, what happened? Did all these viral hits actually do anything? Oh yeah, absolutely. These weren't just likes and shares that disappeared into the void a day later. These were songs that helped fuel actual, real-world change.
And that playlist? It never really ended. The whole idea of using music as a tool for protest got passed down and remixed by every generation. It evolved through rock and pop in the 70s and 80s, and today you see it loud and clear in hip-hop, with artists still using their music to speak truth to power about critical social issues.
So, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. A simple song with a clear message can be more powerful than just about anything else. It can unite thousands of people, spread an idea like wildfire, and actually, truly help change the world.
Which brings me to one final question, and this one's for you. The playbook has changed, the technology is obviously totally different, but the power of music is still there. So what do you think? What is the protest song that defines your generation?